Yes, you found Primus Tracks. Congratulations. There are so many places to find Primus Tracks. The podcast is probably the best. I am Dr. Josh Bald. I am one of the hosts of Primus Tracks. He is coming to you from the 39th floor of Primus Tracks Towers. Encyclopedia Frankie Berestein. How's it going?
Fine.
It's going fine? Well, I have great news for you, Frankie. Your day is about to improve dramatically because we are talking about Mr. Wright from the Monolith of Phobos record as we continue our deep dive into the first CLD effort. And we have help. He's fresh off the road from a brief tour of North America. He is the bass wizard that we call upon numerous times for his insights. The funky diva himself, Kello Gonzlez. Welcome back to Primus Tracks.
I'll add to that. I was fresh before going on.
Okay. Oh, tour did not freshen you up. You were pure driven snow before and after. That is wonderful.
But thank you for the funky diva.
The title is yours.
Nice touch. Yeah.
Buenas tardes, Kello.
Buenas noches, tardes.
So tell us about the tour you were just a part of.
It was a very great weather-infused journey through the U.S. So went through, I guess, all seasons during these 3 weeks. Some snow in New York, rain in Dallas, some humid, windy climates in Orlando. I was also in the mid of a cartel uprising in Guadalajara.
Yeah, I was worried about you when I heard about that.
So it was lots of things happened. Everyone's safe, but it was a great overall tour. Akira Yamaoka is the composer for the music of Silent Hill.
Right.
And I was fortunate enough to be invited to be his bass player during this tour, and fingers crossed, Huron.
Oh,
right?
Wow. Yeah.
So we have talks of more dates coming in. We'll do some Mexico City later in the year. We'll do some other U.S., Europe, Asia dates later. So it'll be nice. It'll be a nice trip, a nice journey through his music, and we'll see what comes next. But it was great in regards to with it all sold out dates.
Wow.
So
Kello,
Wow.
I am flabbergasted. So you're heavily on the road. You also record solo albums. You also record with Parasite. You perform a ton of shows. So when do you even engineer?
In between.
Wow.
In between all that. So it's a juggling, as I call it, it's a juggling effort between family, work, music,
And all the care that goes toward your facial hair as well.
Well, that takes care of itself. Actually, it takes care of me. Right. So I see Josh is on his way.
Working on it. Indeed.
I saw Kello's interview. One quote that stood out for me particularly is that Kello said, if there were a top 100 bass players list from Mexico, he wouldn't even be there. And I was like, get the hell out of here. Like,
technically speaking, I'm not the best bass player. That's the thing. Technically speaking, because I think we talked about this, but when I was in the San Diego Primus Mastodon tour, I did the VIP thing, right? So and we were talking, and someone asked him, and in between everything that Les said, one of the things that I noticed from his comments is he didn't see himself as a very good bass player, right? And I think I relate to that because I'm also a self-learned bass player.
Yeah.
Yes. And we learn from our heroes, listening, emulating, playing organically. So that's how I feel like about my playing. I love what I do. I like that I can basically make those sounds inside my head are reality.
Yeah.
But it's not I'm not your what you would say a common, basic, normal bass player.
I could equate that to an artist or an illustrator who is very technically proficient, but they're only good at doing what people ask them to do or copying something, whereas some illustrators might not have the most refined or the best technique ever, but their imagination is mind-blowing.
Like Les.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Like Les,
yeah.
Right? But now I appreciate your comment, Frankie, and I thank you for that. In the end, it's about doing what we love, how we love doing it, right? So here we are.
Beautiful. Let's amend the list then. Let's put you at number 101.
101, okay.
Easy. There you go. You made it. You're on the list.
101. KO 101. I like that.
You're one of one, that's for sure. Oh, man. Well, it's great to have you back talking Mr. Wright today. This is track 4 of the Monolith of Phobos record. It's 4 minutes, 21 seconds. Music by Claypool and Lennon, of course. Lyrics by Claypool. Les is on vocals, bass, and mellotron. Sean Lennon is on vocals, guitar, and drums. And Frankie, I have a feeling you know all about this tune.
Mr. Wright is a Lennon Delirium staple. It's always performed live at their shows, and you can tell it's one of their favorites. They really enjoy playing it. Mostly because whereas other tracks, they tend to stay within the norm of the record, with Mr. Wright, there's always that little space for jamming and improvisation, which you can tell Les really enjoys. I got some Mr. Wright trivia here, courtesy of friend of the podcast, Matt Weinegar, who was there for the creation of Monolith of Phobos.
That's right.
Matt confirmed the song was called Creeping in the early stages when it was being demoed. He said that Les pretty much arrived with the song finished, and it was just a matter of recording it. Now, this makes perfect sense to me because it harks directly back to that comment Les made recently about how Sean tends to make these beautiful songs and then Les brings the warts into the record.
Yes,
you can totally tell this is a Les Claypool song.
Agree.
Well, this could have been in any of his solo records.
Exactly.
Certainly, yes.
I asked Matt what his reaction was to the lyrics, and he said he was cracking up. He said, as disturbing as the subject matter is, hearing Les sing the word pee is hilarious. Here's something that I didn't know, and it was highlighted by Matt. They were having conversations about Chuck Berry being busted for setting up cameras, and that seems to be some of the inspiration for this song. Now,
Yes.
Chuck Berry was accused of secretly videotaping women with cameras installed in the restrooms of his restaurant, the Southern Air in Missouri, in the late 1980s. Lawsuits and settlements from 1990 said that over 200 women filed actions against him, alleging they were filmed using the restroom. While the charges were never proven in court, Chuck settled a class action lawsuit with 59 different women for $1.2 million plus legal fees.
Wow.
So
that's possibly the impetus for the lyrics?
That's possibly the real life Mr. Wright.
Wow.
Yes. Matt said that Sean played drums along with Les playing bass live in the studio. That's how this song was recorded. Then vocals and guitars were overdubbed. He didn't remember if the song had mellotron or not, which it does. Now, musically, I think one of the reasons this song stands out, well, of course, the bass line. That galloping, amazing bass line, which is center and front stage on the song. But some people have highlighted that it's also very melodic and very, very musical for less standards. And some people even compare it to Taxman by the Beatles. Another small piece of trivia for you, Josh and Ko. If you would please open your Monolith of Phobos gatefold, you can see Mr. Wright right there in the collage.
Here's my Monolith of Phobos gatefold.
Let's see if you can spot Mr. Wright.
Is it this unsavory character right here?
That right there is Mr. Wright, yeah.
Top middle on your gatefold on the image page. Very nice. You sure it's not the guy in the glasses holding that piece that makes his eyes real big?
Easily confused, but not.
Fair enough.
It could be that the melodic element is brought in by the pairing of Les with Sean, because if you strip it away, again, going back to it, it is a Claypool song, right? I mean, it's not like he's singing more or less than any other Les Claypool song, right? It's more how the Lennon-Claypool pairing adds melody to less weird music,
That's exactly their dynamic. Les pushes Sean to be more technically proficient, whereas Sean pushes Les to be more musical and more melodic.
Yeah, and we get a lot of elements in this tune, certainly. And it's only the fourth track; like we've really seen it.
And this first album is very psychedelic.
Yeah.
But this song is the more reminiscent of Les' work.
Certainly, yeah. Frankie, when you said it was essentially brought fully formed by Les, that didn't surprise me one bit.
No.
Because this is one of those tunes where Les likes to tell the story of Sean joining them on stage for the first few times on that tour in 2015, and Sean saying, "What do I do?" And Les saying, "Just make whale sounds." There's some whale sounds on this one. This one feeling more fully formed by, Claypool bringing to the table. It's one of those where, all right, I'm going to fill in around the edges. And I think that's what Sean decided to do with this one.
I mean, from experience, I can tell you it's not the same to complement an already complete song than to add to it. So I can see where songs that Sean probably brought in, Les had to exercise a different way of working with someone because he is very much used to bringing in everything.
Right.
I mean, Primus, his own stuff, any other project. I mean, he's basically he does most of the compositional work, right? So here there'll be instances when he'll need to add bass, add vocals, harmonies to something that's already done, which is for him different than what he's used to doing. Right.
And I want to ask you, Ko. I would imagine for him it's somewhat refreshing, and so for you, because you are you're the heart and soul of so many bands. When your band members or bandmates are bringing stuff in, or you're working with somebody new and finding new pathways, how's that for you?
It exercises a different creative area from your brain. I can see from Les' perspective, it basically takes him out of his comfort zone, and it'll exercise a different creative element, which I think he'll appreciate. I use that as a resource to not repeat myself, right? Because otherwise, I'll enter into like a autopilot when working creatively. But if you work different areas of how you can compose or trigger creativity, then it may catch you off guard.
Oh, I love that. I love that way of saying it. You catch yourself off guard because you're doing something you wouldn't normally do.
And you react to it differently. Now, this is another Claypool quote from this VIP San Diego get-together. But someone asked me, how do you do it to sound different, Primus, than you do with Lennon, than you do with everything you do, right? And what he said, you don't talk the same way to your mom than you do to your boss, than you do to your girlfriend or your dog. I mean, depending on who you're talking to, that conversation's different.
Okay.
The way you talk, the inflection in your voice, everything changes. So when I play with Blair, it's different than when I played with Sean, than when I played with each and every member from the different bands, because it's a conversation. So the conversation goes differently.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Right.
I'm Frankie's boss, so you can imagine how I talk to him. Well, you do have that beautiful bass there, and this track is, the foundation of this track is that really cool lick that starts things off. I'll play it from the record, and then would love to hear your rendition of it, KO, and what you're hearing in there. Besides Taxman, of course, because everybody hears that. That's a nice opening right there.
From a bass perspective, it's classic Claypool song where you have the same lick over and over throughout the whole song, but he adds small things to spice it up, and lets the vocals on the melody that he goes through with the lyrics guide the song, right? But if you listen to it, it's basically the same lick over and over again, even through verses and choruses.
It sounds like a very complex bass line. Is it?
The tricky part on the bass line or the song, it's the metric element on it, because if you see he starts off and then everything enters, so it's kind of
right.
It's kind of crooked, right? It's kind of crooked, and the bass lick it's kind of swerving through the 4/4 time signature in the song. So it makes it's one of those psychedelic proggy elements that are infused in the song, but it's really a 4x4 song. Just the way it is approached makes it sound like it's more complex than it actually is.
Yeah, they do some sneaky things to make it sound and feel off kilter, like coming in on the and as opposed to the one.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. But only he does it.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what kind of gets you kind of a little bit, what happened there? Or makes you think that it is from a metric perspective a little bit more crooked than it is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice illusion just to, like, you shift one thing and then everything feels like it's falling apart.
That's correct. So that's the lick.
Right there in the box.
And then he does some...
So there's some...
But live, when you'll hear it live, it goes all over the place.
It does, but it makes sense because the song structure is so straightforward that it gives way to being able to kind of open it up, because it's already, I mean, it's pretty basic in its structure, so it allows for that openness, and I can see that. Yeah.
And then with the pattern there, it's largely in a box. We've talked about he keeps some of his riffs in a box, physical box, and it's kind of looking, looks a bit pentatonic. And then there's the chromatic shift downwards. There's some cool stuff going on there, but it's bouncy. Of course, it's so reminiscent of Taxman, but it's its own thing. It sounds like a lot of fun to play. It looks like a lot of fun to play.
It is a lot of fun, and now he's singing on top of this.
Yes, that's the hard part, right?
That's the hard part.
And it's another one of those songs that had a chance to breathe new life on the second leg of the tour when Les finally decided to start playing the pachyderm. Because on the record and on the first leg, he used to play Mr. Wright on the resonator.
That would sound strange. I don't think I've heard any of those first leg recordings of them playing any of these tunes on the resonator with Money Mark.
I don't think it's strange. If you listen to the original, you can see the mid-rangey timbre from
Planky,
the resonator.
yeah.
Oh, certainly. Right. I'll buy that.
It's worth highlighting that Les has introduced this song multiple times on stage as a song absolutely despised by his daughter.
That's right, yes. That's right. She says she really doesn't like this one for the lyrical content, obviously, yes. It is pretty creepy. And so that it was called Creepin' and that the word creepin' is used numerous times through the song. I mean, it's very much like that bass lick, Kello, that the word creepin' and that bass lick are probably, they occur so often in this tune that now I cannot extricate them from one another.
It's a creeper riff.
It's a creepin' riff, yeah. It really is. You know, you can just see the guy setting up the little cameras everywhere in his Airbnb or whatever, or in his rental property, and with that, you know, that he's just jaunting through the house because with that bouncy bass riff behind him going, hee, setting up these cameras, I'm a pervert.
I just want to mention that before this album dropped, I did hear Cricket and the Genie because I was just too curious about the collaboration. I couldn't help it. So I heard that song many times. But then, before the record dropped, they also released Mr. Wright as another teaser for the album. And I remember hitting the play button and I heard just the opening bars of the song and I stopped it because I thought this is too good. I need to save this for when the album is released so I can hear everything back to back. I didn't want to spoil any more tracks. So the opening riff of Mr. Wright was so compelling, I decided to wait for the record.
I am impressed that you demonstrated such restraint, Frankie, because we know that if you are given a morsel, you'll take the entire cookie. So like, you'll just gobble up whatever's put in front of you. That's impressive. And something so inviting as this lick that starts the tune that Kello's just hammering away on in the background. Man,
I can tell you something. The more I play it, the more it flows. You know.
Oh, certainly, yeah. So you're getting some practice in while we speak. I'm going to forward to about a minute and a half into the tune because once it's going, I will say, like, in the first minute, we get what we're going to get. There are no dramatic shifts, and that's totally fine. We've talked about the all A songs, and Kello, you mentioned it. There's the foundational lick. We get that for about 4 minutes with some variations. I think it's solid enough to carry through, but it is a pretty cool groove as the tune is well established. So I'll just play a little bit more here. Whale sound. Les was getting ready for that Tribute to Kings tour with that Mellotron there.
I need to do something. Not just because Frankie said.
Are you grabbing your Mellotron?
No, I'm grabbing the reso.
Excellent. We're going to hear it on the resonator.
That sounds just like the record.
That sounds much rounder, yeah. Fascinating.
It does sound more like it.
I almost prefer that now. Bring back the resonator, CLD. Let's do it. That's fascinating because we are so used, of course, to the pachyderm basses. Now it's been many years that he's been exclusively using those, with the resonator sprinkled in for Primus shows and, of course, on Due to Twang. But we just haven't seen it since that first leg of the CLD. I know where you're going with that one. So... So the musicality on display, it's really cool to hear them because Les kind of dominates this tune and he plays that mellotron part too. And so Sean's making those whale sounds. Pretty cool whale sounds, by the way.
I just find it really mind blowing that Les was playing that riff with his right hand whilst playing the mellotron with his left hand.
What are you talking about, son? Come on now.
Oh, I mean, I could see him do that Getty style.
Yeah, right.
The foot.
Yeah, he could be hammering on that lick and playing the mellotron with his right hand. That's not too bad.
It's doable.
Workshop it a little bit, then and then make sure you grab your little keyboard and go crazy. But it's fun to hear. It's a fun groove. It certainly is what carries us through 4 minutes, and certainly the lyrics. There's a lot of space for the lyrics and the vocals. They are on full display. I appreciate the chorus, though. I do like the repetition of creepin'. The rhyme scheme in our chorus is A-B-A-C, and then in our verses it's A-B-A-A. So, like, the first verse is dance, pants, dance, dance, which is fun to say on its own. Dance, pants, dance, dance. Sleep, peep, shower, flower, pee, glee. Yeah, it is kind of fun to hear Les sing the word pee. Matt Weiniger, you are correct. And it's all about setting up the cameras and watching people go about their business when they think they have privacy. And he does call him, he does say, good old find upstanding Mr. Wright. So he's upstanding pillar of community, actually pervert. That's the headline. Creeping through the night, doing that stuff, peeping on people.
It's a topic.
It's a current topic.
A current topic.
Absolutely it is. It just goes right back to those privacy concerns everybody has. There's cameras everywhere. And now the newest problem now is those damn smart glasses. So people are wearing those all around, and you do not know when they're recording. Now, they are designed to have a little LED light that's turned on the frame when the camera's activated, but of course people have already found workarounds to that. There's little lacquers that you can paint on there to cover the light, so you have no idea if somebody's wearing smart glasses and recording you anymore. Unintended consequence. I don't know about you guys, but when I enter an Airbnb rental, the first thing I do is look for cameras.
No.
Oh, okay. All right. So you guys just give them the full show.
Yeah.
Okay.
What the hell?
Hey, I got a deal. I'll throw the guy a boner. I don't have a ton to say about the lyrics. I mean, they tell the story pretty well. There's a lot of sensory detail, like putting a twitch into his pants. That's nice. The exhilarated by the peep, calling the girl he watches in the shower such a pretty little flower. That is disturbing. And the trembling with glee, creeping through the night to ease his lustful plight. Obviously, something's gone wrong with Mr. Wright. And by the way, that something's wrong with Mr. Wright, I don't want to call it low-hanging fruit, but I made the same pun in like 4th grade. I know I did.
But you know what? I think that line's that basically that's why it's called Mr. Wright.
Yes, it's there to serve. I mean, that's exactly why it's there.
It serves that line. Some of the best lyrics from Les are storytelling lyrics. Those that go and tell a story about something. And this is even though it is a somewhat peculiar and disturbing story, it is taking you through that piece of news, right?
Right.
Les knows how to tell story.
Yes.
That's the bottom line.
And he does it really well here. And it is It's certainly creepy. I don't think it crosses the line, but it's creepy.
And what is, at least for me, what is really spectacular about his songwriting skills is that Les has brought forward so many tragic and sometimes unsavory characters like this one, but never loathsome. Even if what Mr. Wright is doing in the narrative is completely despicable, you do not walk away from the track with, at least I don't walk away from it with negative feelings. I just find it really quirky and compelling without being something straight out loathsome.
Yes, it's not a downer.
Exactly.
It's the music's too fun. But certainly it gave, I'm sure it gave me pause when I first read these lyrics back in 2016, and certainly now I think, wow, this is something else. But this reflects the world around us, and I think that's the most disturbing element. I want to hear your summation of this track and your interest in it, Kello, because we have the lick that takes us through. There's some interesting musical moments, but what does it do for you?
What type of question is that? It's I think only Les can make something like this work. I think that's what it does for me, because it's funny because I was I don't know if I should be talking about this, but as we were recording some stuff, the topic of Primus Claypool's composing arrangement was discussed with in the studio with the person that I normally record and mix with, and he listened, and he said, "That's Primus, right?" And I'm like, "Yes, it's not Primus, but I mean, it's Les." He's like, "Oh, I knew it because all the song is basically the same lick." that was his comment, and I started thinking about it, and when you are used to listening to this music, you oversee that, right? You oversee some details because it's right. Part of the adventure, right?
Right.
But then I started thinking about songs, and I said, yes, also yes. But then think about this: how hard it is for a common, and I'll put it on this in less warning, for the common folk to kind of come about songs that work in its simplest form,
Yeah.
Because it's one riff to rule them all. It's one song, one riff, and you can walk through the catalog. How many great songs he's done with one lick?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's not an easy task, And this one is a great song. It works. The all in the song works, but the lick stands for itself.
Mm-hmm.
Even the full loop of the song of the lick is it's good enough.
Yeah.
Oh,
you make a great point. Like it would be a massive challenge for anybody to come up with a lick and a melody that they can carry for 4 minutes and yes, keep people's interest. Yeah.
And that makes you think of how many great riffs and licks Les has come up with.
Yeah.
That stand on their own, just being looped for several minutes, and they work.
Yeah.
Because they're great riffs.
That's a great point. And that would work as I would say that would function as an excellent counter argument to anybody who listens to it and says it's just the same thing. It's the same thing over and over again. Of course, it's more subjective, but
think about this. And I think, we're talking about Mr. Wright right now, but My Name Is Mud.
Oh, certainly, yeah, their biggest song.
It's one riff.
It's that lick for 4.5 minutes, and it works. Yeah, it's incredible.
But you can't forget the ghost notes.
Obviously, some reinterpretation of the riff within the song.
Yeah.
Right? But again, it takes a lot of genius to make that work and make it work in a song that stands the test of time.
Yeah.
Right? So
that makes perfect sense.
I think that's why it works. And also because it's a great riff, right? Let's not forget that.
Certainly. Well, it didn't make sense, but KO fixed it. You passed the test. Congratulations. That was your Kobayashi Maru.
See, you caught me like in the post-tour foggy mindset, so I kind of had to do some work there.
Yes, we've talked about it enough, so it's time for Primate's Takes. If you want your take on the track up for discussion read right here on the podcast, all you have to do is go to patreon.com/Primus Tracks. And the universal constant over there is Primate's Takes amongst all the tiers of support for Josh and Frankie. So let's hear from our pals. Hagai Frankie says, I don't think there's a... He's hello, Hagai. He says, I don't think there's a weak song on the album, but if I would rank them, Mr. Wright might come in last. With its position between two of my album's favorites, and with more involvement in the lyrics rather than the music, it doesn't really leave a real mark like so many of the other songs do. And of course, it is another one of the uplifting, catchy Claypoolian songs that hide underneath a dark and disturbing story. Anthony Del Preet, go Bills, says this tune always sounded like a bastardized Taxman to me. Join the club, Anthony. And he says, besides Duchess, I'm not sure that Les has ever done so much with a single repetitive riff, minus the mini low-end call down he does in there. So he's comparing it to Duchess.
Now, it could be that as he was working on this riff, he did borrow some inspiration from Taxman.
It's quite
just
possible.
Because he was working with Sean.
There had to be that subliminal connection without question.
Someone will have to ask Les.
That's eventually.
Right. But I think at this time we can just assume that was the case.
Yeah. Oh, certainly
they were probably jamming. I mean, if you're playing with them, you might as well just spice up some Beatles stuff. And probably jamming one thing took them to another, and he was like, "Oh, I like this." Bastardized Taxman, so I'll bring it in.
Yeah, that'd be a nice litmus test. See if Sean is willing to put up with it. And of course, they've covered "Tomorrow Never Knows." The CLD has many a time. Our pal Mickey Waters says, atmospheric song about horrible and desperate men and the depths they'll go just to see some women at their most vulnerable or to try to get a little action. Obviously, it's a great bass line. Lyrics are repetitive, I'm guessing just to really emphasize the point. Johnny Perona says, I typically skip over this one. The main groove is fine, but it isn't interesting enough to be the whole song in my opinion. The lyrics are creepy, but they make me laugh. Similarly, Ryan Rashan says, one of the catchiest and creepiest songs I've ever heard. Eric in Australia says, we have reached the peak of the record already. This is by far my favorite track. Absolutely ripping bass riff and brilliant lyrical flow. Repetitive, yet ingenious. I do enjoy Lennon elements on the record, but perhaps Shiner's almost non-vocal contributions elevate this one. Huh. I do love the two of them with the creepin' part that Sean contributes to. It's great.
Brooks breaks it down.
Theme song by Kello Gonzlez. Brooks is about to take our jobs, as he says, the bass line in the A part grooves so hard there's no need for a B part. If it ain't broken, don't fix it.
That's it. Let's go home.
That's it. Wrap it up.
Yep. Pack our things.
Oh, man. Edwin Allen Richards IV, our landed gentry, said this song makes me deeply uncomfortable. It's got a great groove, but the subject matter just gets under my skin. Tends to be a track I'll skip more often than not.
But you know, if you see a common topic here, is I guess for most of the people that either it's not a top song or they prefer not to go through it, is because of the lyrical content.
Yes.
It does justice to the creep.
Yes.
Yes,
You know?
certainly. Yeah, absolutely. We have one more, John Shreve. There were a lot of ones on this one. A lot of opinions. We'll wrap it up with John Shreve, who says the inspiration for the lyrics is something that I probably don't need to know as a proud girl dad. The music sans lyrics comes off as evil carnival music, which only heightens the ick factor of the character of Mr. Wright. That's the Primates takes. Thank you, Primates, for your takes.
Art will not always be loved. So I think if a piece of art is making people feel uncomfortable and icky, it is serving a purpose. So
It's doing its job.
art will be great as long as it generates a reaction, whether it be positive or negative. If it leaves you feeling indifferent, then it was not well executed at all. So I think this is testament to Mr. Wright being very compelling. And not necessarily because it will be a beloved song, but because it does generate quite a reaction in people.
Yeah, I agree. And it's not transgressive in any way, but it's certainly, there's enough there to elicit an emotional response. And that's not a bad thing. It's time for Frankie's favorite part of the show. Live cuts.
A jam vehicle.
Live cuts. The jam vehicle. Live cuts.
What's going on here?
I'll tell you what's going on here. Disembodied voice of Tim Soya. It's the Kello Gonzlez remix. We have a few live cuts of Mr. Wright. All of them, by the way, between 5 minutes and 50 seconds and 6 minutes. So they really dialed it in, Frankie. That's very interesting that they're all very close. The precision here is impressive.
It's a well-oiled machine.
We have... You're clearly not talking about this. Whale-oiled machine, yeah.
Whale oil.
I was going to say well-oiled machine. You're not talking about this podcast. Frankie did provide 3 live cuts today. The first is from Columbus, Ohio. Is this the Heart of the Sunrise show again?
Yes.
We're going to hear
Rush show.
So what's going to happen is we're going to end up hearing every live. We're going to end up hearing every song that was played at this show except for Heart of the Sunrise because it's not on any of the albums.
Exactly.
Oh man! All right, so this is Columbus, Ohio, 2016. Let's hear some Mr. Wright. It's a nice groove. It sounds good. It's a nice recording, too. Let's move it up to the keyboard part. Remember, this is not less on bass and keyboards simultaneously. Who's the keyboardist on this one, Frankie?
Pete Drungle.
Let's hear what Pete does. Yeah, that's Les pushing Sean to play more lead.
Yeah.
Nice sounding solo. So are you here? What are you hearing in this? KO, is it pretty close to the record for you right now?
It is more laid back.
More laid back.
That's what I hear. It's more laid back. He's doing more of the. he's kind of playing it more on the backbeat, and there's a little bit more syncopation. That's what I hear.
Ah, interesting. Well, let's see what you hear in this part, because it is labeled bass solo. Nice. I appreciate that you can hear that once and replicate it right away.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It is a very Claypool-esque bass solo. That's what I can say.
Very much so, yeah. Sounded great. We really do need you to show up sometime and play in the background for the entire episode. You don't have to do that now, but it would be thrilling one of these times. Oh, man. Next one is Sweetwater Festival, or as Frankie labeled it, Sweetwater. Sweetwater. All right, this is the Atlanta, Georgia 2019. And so we talked
south of reality.
Yeah, South of Reality Tour. So we had talked about, I think with Cricket, we got a 2019 cut of that, and it just sounded so
subtle
good
differences
because they had it in hand for so long. So I'm curious to hear what this one's going to sound like.
I can tell that's not the resonator.
No,
how so?
It's pachyderm. Yeah.
It sounds thinner.
Okay.
Sounds good. I mean, sounds like Les, but I mean, I can see the change there.
Ah, yeah. Letting it rip a bit there. Nice. So is that the routine, Frankie? There's a guitar solo, bass solo, and
yes.
Okay, that's what elongates the tune. All right.
And there always be as well a part where it's just drums and vocals.
Just drums and vocals.
Yes.
Is that near the end?
Yes. I think it's after the bass solo, actually.
Oh, interesting.
If you want to let it play, we might find out.
I don't.
Okay.
Nothing against Mr. Wright, of course. Where can people find these, by the way? Are these available on YouTube and other places?
Yes, these were webcasts back in the day. As I told you, we were spoiled. Right. We were spoiled with Delirium because they did broadcast professionally several of their, at least all the festivals, and some headlining shows here and there.
That's right.
So that's why we have this treasure trove of professional recordings.
And they do sound fantastic. Well, our final live cut is from Voodoo Art Festival, or as Frankie labeled it, the Voodoo You Do. What happened to you, man?
I used to be so serious when I sent you the timestamps, right?
Yes, you were so
everything
exacting.
was so professional, yeah.
Yes, and now I have to sift through whatever your code is to find the true hidden meaning. Let's hear some guitar solo here in this one. Yeah. What do you think, KO? Would you jam with Sean Lennon or what?
I would definitely do that. But one thing I was actually referencing Claypool's conversation topic. This is Sean reacting to Les Claypool's riff. So he's having a conversation with Les, which makes it in his own way reminiscent of something we're familiar with. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah, because they're playing off one another, and we've heard whoever plays with Les do that. This was 2016, but even for 15 years prior to that, that's what we were hearing in Frog Brigade, Fancy Band, so on, even in Primus too.
Yeah, so he allows his guitar players to just be wacky, just be noisy and wacky and melodic in a very non-complacive way, So it's but it was a great solo, It was I like, and the difference between the other players he normally jams with is the tonal qualities.
Was that a fuzz effect he was using for the solo?
He has some fuzz. He has some chorusy like effects going on there as well. But he was it's in between the phrasing and it's not as dissonant as probably Larry would, or as not the melody is not as broken as it'd be on a Frog Brigade.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes sense.
It is more along the lines of, but again, it is what it is.
But you know what? That's really incredible. I mean, that's why it was so interesting to see Larry playing Frog Brigade and Sausage tunes on the first Claypool Gold incarnation.
Yeah.
Because the songs are never gonna be the same, and that's what makes them fascinating. I mean, for example, you had Sean Lennon asking Les during the rehearsals of the fall tour of the Frog Brigade. He was like, "How the hell do I play a Buckethead solo?" and Les said, "I don't know, man. You figure it out."
Yeah, right.
And the same happens with Riddles. I mean, nobody will ever be able to replicate that Todd Hood guitar line. So what we hear are other guitar players' takes on that guitar line. And that's what makes these songs really interesting.
Yeah,
certainly.
The interpretation of a different voice through those licks and those riffs and those songs and the different approaches in soloing and melodies and the conversational aspect that we were talking about.
Well, I have a feeling the lyrical protagonist or antagonist is having a conversation with his lawyer right now. Mr. Wright, that is. So I will safely say this, Mr. Wright, call your lawyer for real, because you've been tracked, and they're closing in on you. Next time, Frankie, I'm going to hand you this oddly shaped stick, and I want you to throw it.
I'll do a thorough search on Google.
Kello Gonzlez, thank you so much for joining us yet again. You have
Kello, it's always fantastic speaking with you.
No, it's my pleasure, and some things I would like to share with you before I go.
Please.
So I was at NAMM, and I got a chance to play.
Were you in Vietnam?
This is Frankie's dad joke. You can ignore him.
The other NAMM, and I went to the Pachyderm booth.
Oh yeah.
Talked to Megan.
She's very cool.
She's great. And I got a chance to play the sleek.
Ooh.
And I got a chance to see the walnut bass.
Very
Imperial
nice.
walnut. That has been toured by Les.
Oh,
right?
wow.
They're great instruments. They are great instruments, and
I thought you were going to purchase one.
hopefully I will. But I've tried, and but some things that I found peculiar is that apparently Les likes his basses with very low action.
Oh, yeah. I think he's mentioned that.
Which is very interesting. And now the other thing I was going to share is I was just in New York, and I went to meet the one and only Carl Thompson.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
I wanted to
incredible.
ask you about that because that photo of you and Carl
I see that
popped
you
up.
wanted to ask me. Yes, you were ready. You were ready to let me go.
No, I was going to throw to you because I was going to ask some questions.
Then I won't say anything until you ask me. Now, I was going to meet him a year and a half ago, but my New York trip got scrapped. And so with the tour, we were doing 2 dates in New York. I said, I have to go meet Carl. So we made it happen. So I went to his house. It was otherworldly. That I think, how can I... because it's one of those, for me particularly, and that when I posted the picture, I put that in there. This was one of those bucket list moments for me, because I knew I had to personally meet Carl and thank him for the inspiration his instruments have basically brought to me, directly and indirectly through Les. But it's talking to him, I could definitely, I could understand a lot of things on his art. He is very much in line with this what he believes in, and he lives by it, and it basically translates into what he does and how he does it.
So he's the genuine article.
He is a true artist.
That's what you're describing. It's exactly the impression.
Man.
It's exactly the impression that I got when I watched that Jason Momoa episode.
And he has a lot of stories to tell. Lot of stories. He's overall a great man, and I truly appreciate it. And I told him that I appreciated his time, just welcoming me into his house, finally meeting him in person. We talked before, but this was the first time we met in person. And as I was talking to him, and I'll send you a picture, and as I was talking to him, in front of us, there was a gold record sent to him by Les Claypool when they released Tales from the Punch Bowl.
Awesome.
Nice.
Addressed to Carl, and the comment that Carl said regarding that is he got that in the mail, and he said, he called Les, I think, and he said, why am I getting this? And he said, I'm not on the record. And Les said, you are.
Oh, yeah.
You are all over the record.
That's right.
Yeah. Basically, that's all Les Claypool playing with Carl Thompson.
I mean, that record, the fretted six, the rainbow,
that's beautiful.
The 4-string,
yes.
Absolutely. That's a beautiful sentiment.
It is. So it speaks of the man itself, right?
Yeah.
I mean, of his art, his focus, his way of living, never compromising his art for anything. So that's a great testament to his work.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing, Kello. That was brilliant.
I'm so excited for you that you met Carl.
Magical things happen every time we travel to New York.
Yeah.
Just you two, not me. I just get mugged. Oh, man. Thank you again, Kello, by the way, and for taking the time, because you have so many demands on your time, and it astonishes me that you hang with us. So thanks.
No, thank you for having
man.
me. I'm
Thank you so
more
much,
than happy
Theo.
to finally made it happen. We were trying to do this as I was on the road, but it
Right.
was logistics there were out of my control.
Well, we're lucky that they announced a new album. It gave us an excuse.
You were too busy trashing hotel rooms. We get it.
Yes, and eating only green M&Ms.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Eating, I think that eating indeed was a poor activity.
Everybody's favorite. Primates, primatrons, people of Earth, people of Phobos, people of Guadalajara. Thank you all so much for listening. We'll see you next time.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches. Also,
Buenas noches.
later days.
Willie Mays.